Good evening, everyone, and welcome to today's session of After Hours with William O'Neill India. And I hope everyone's doing well, and I'm uh, audible, loud, and clear to you guys. Sorry about yesterday's session. So, before going ahead, I would like to give a small disclaimer that any security, any stock that we might consider and discuss it in today's session should not be considered as a buy or sell recommendation, and we are just doing it for education purpose. So without taking your much time, I'll start with Nifty 50's chart analysis for the day. Uh, Even today, Nifty had a muted opening and it remained range bound, as you can see, for most part of the trading session. And suddenly there was a spurt in the last 1 hour where Nifty moved higher by around 130, 140 points, and that too on huge volume. So why this happened was majorly because of MSCI rebalancing. But as what's notable is that Nifty is continuing its march higher upwards, and even on an intraday basis, Nifty scaled the 18,800 landmark as well, and didn't manage to close above the 18,800, closed somewhere around the 18,750 mark. But as you can see, each and every day, I mean, for the this week itself, a new high is being created for each and every day. And probably the broader market participation was still better for today's session if we compare it for the yesterday session or sessions before that. So it's all about the rally to be more broad. We want the rally to be more broad based and a more participation from the broader market. Talking from the O'Neill perspective and the Cancelim lens, Nifty is like in pure confirmed uptrend. I mean, no resistances at the moment. It's trading above not just the 52-week high, trading above the all-time high as well. Previous all-time highs were around the 18,600 levels. Current closing, it's around 18,750. So all good. I mean, in terms of the D-Day count, the D-Day count is very low at 1. That's really good. And at the moment, if probably the broader for this rally to be more sustainable going forward, the broader market should participate. And if probably the broader markets participates going forward, then we can see this rally to be a more broad-based and a more longer-term lasting rally rather than a very short-lived one. Talking about top gainers and losers for the day, apart from the four stocks mentioned in the losers, all the 46 out of 50 stocks in the Nifty 50 closed higher. So first we'll talk about the losers. IndusInd Bank, SBI Bank, HCL Tech and ITC were the major losers, and they declined by around 1.1, 0.9, 0.6 and 0.6% respectively. Talking about the gainers mainly came from the sectors that were in momentum today, the auto and your FMCG and FMCG and metals as well. So metals and realty. So talking about from the auto front, M&M was the top gainer, and M&M like gained around 4.1. Other gainers like from auto were there, Bajaj Auto, Hero MotoCorp, all gained on a good front. The other sector in flavor was your metals today, and Hindalco gained by around 3.2%. Grasim gained by around 2.6, SBI Life by around 2.4, and Ultratech Cement by around 2.2%. So what earlier I was talking about the sectors in flavor today, and if you talk about metals was in flavor, barring PSU Bank, all of them closed higher. PSU Bank were on a rally, and you can see some profit booking in this sector as they closed around 1.4% lower. And the sectors that are momentum probably your Nifty Auto, your Nifty Metal, your FMCG, and the Realty were in clear-cut momentum today, as they all closed upwards of 1% today. Talking about key news, JB Chemicals received US FDA under approval for your venlafaxine extended release tablets, the tablets used to treat anxiety disorders. TCS got a 6-year contract with Rail Delivery Group to design, develop, implement, and operate UK's RDM. NMDC revised its prices on slums at rupees 4,100 per ton and fines at 2,910 per ton, effective today, that is 30th November. Manali Petro Chemical acquired European manufacturers Penn Globe to expand its product and strengthen its R&D process. Talking about global macro, first from the US front, the preliminary GDP data would be expected today, quarter on quarter. And if you can see, previous reading was around 2.6%, current reading is expected around 2.8%. And similarly, talking about non-farm employment data, that again, important data from the US front, you can probably lead to US markets volatility in today's session. Previous data was around 2,39,000. Current data is expected at around 1,96,000. On the Indian front, your quarterly GDP data is expected. And if you talk about from the RBI perspective, it was around 6.3%. And consensus estimates is around 6.2 to 6.3%. Talking about our stock of the day or the chart of the day, it's Jyothi Labs for us, and we'll be discussing the first from the business front and the financial front. And before we go ahead, again a small disclaimer that it's not a buy or sell recommendation at the moment, and we are just doing it for educational purpose. So it's an FMCG company with presence in fabric whiteners, detergents, dishwashing products, household insecticides, and personal care products. It has a leading brand Ujala, a fabric whitener with 83.7% market share. And talking about the recent Q3 FY23 result, growth was around good by around 12%, mainly led by pricing growth. And margins was around 12.4%. EBITDA was up by around 80.2%. Going forward as well, with softening of palm oil and polyphenol prices, gross margins are likely to improve, and dishwashing and fabrication wash segment be driven with growth. So your dishwashing and the fabric washing segment is expected to grow in the segment in the range of 14% going forward. And overall, in terms of the business prospects and the industry prospects for the company, looks good, and similarly can be seen on the financial front in the last 3 to 4 quarters as well. And you can see financial institutions increasing their holding for the stock, which is really good. Going forward, I mean, the EPS consensus for the stock is really good for 23 and 24. On the William O'Neill criteria as well, it is satisfying most parameters if you look at it. And talking about the RS line is moving higher as well. And similarly, you can see volumes creeping in up on the right hand side of the base above the key moving averages, which is a really good sign. And if you talk about from the pivot, the stock is just 3% from the pivot, which is a really good sign. And with markets in confirmed uptrend, if the stock is able to break out, can keep in one's buy watch list. And good stock to study from the business and the fundamental perspective, and from and making good base patterns in on the technical front as well. So thank you, and that's it from our side, guys. And stay tuned and stay connected on the pre-bell and the after space at 8:45 a.m. sharp from Monday to Friday, and your after hours at 4:30 p.m. sharp from Monday to Friday. And do stay tuned and do connect with us tomorrow on the Stock Darbar session from 4:30 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. Where we'll be answering your stock and your sector specific queries. Thank you.